Today we find out whether our incoming players and our pre-season has set us right to get off to a good start in the Football League. Hello and welcome to episode 63 of From the Bottom to the Top as we try and take a National League South side, in this case Weymouth, from the bottom all the way up to the top. And this is our journey. My name's Mark, and on today's episode we have for you the first two games in the Football League. Well, I say both games in the Football League. First, we have a game, our first ever game in the Football League. And then we have a game in the Carabao Cup, our first ever game in the Carabao Cup. So two firsts for us in today's episode. First away to Forest Green at New Lawn in League Two. And then we play Lincoln City at the Carabao Cup first round. Can we progress to the second round of the Carabao Cup? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. You will notice the new kits at the top of the screen there. There is a video. I will put the link above and below. If you want to go and find out how to put your kits into the game, go and find it. And also, of course, our new kits in there, and very splendid they look too. I quite like this this cream and burgundy sort of stripy affair. I quite like that. We'll see that hopefully at some point during the season. What else is there to tell you? I think we have been obviously there's nothing happening. We've rounded off our pre-season, which I think you saw in the previous episode in the end of season review. That's what I was trying to think of. And as you see, we played the first three all right, and then we went a little bit wayward, especially this last game where we tended to play it with players that weren't in on trial, and has caused us a little bit of a problem. So hopefully that is nothing. But having said that, they all were first division opposition. So we're probably trying to punch a little bit above our weight there, especially against Stockport County and Exeter City, which were very good. Oxford United, we came unstuck, and of course against Bristol Rovers. But there you go, as I say, all first division teams that we played in pre-season. So we've definitely given ourselves a very, very good test out and about. There has been some more transfer news I can tell you about. Let's go and have a look at the transfers. We have one more incoming. Last time you were with us, Luca Fletcher and Charlie Olsen, the two coming in. Lorenzo Jones going out. Ronnie Hollingstead is the goalkeeper that we were after. He's been on trial with us. We've brought him in. Hopefully he can do a job. He is 6'2". Got room for improvement. Not much, but he has got room. He's a good League Two player, which fits with our credentials this season, of course. Came to us from Swindon Town. We played 55 games and conceded 58 goals. Previous to that, he was at West Brom and Hensford Town. So that is where he's been. A closer look at it. As you see, he was at West Brom, actually, and on loan at Swindon Town. For 2 seasons. Not so good last season, as he potentially a lot better the season before. 14 games last season, only kept 3 clean sheets. Hopefully he can do it again in League Two this season. Started out and came through West Brom. So that is where we're at with that. I don't think there's actually any others in the pot at the moment. As it stands, we've got 2 offers for Carnal Palfrey, which I think we've turned down. They're under contract, so he may well be leaving us. Certainly out on loan. And we are trying to bring in maybe 1 or 2 others before the window closes. We do have a window this season, of course. We got about 5,000, a little bit less than 5,000, 4,000, about £4,000 in wage budget. So that, depending on who comes in, either gives us 2 or 1 more to bring in before the start of the season. So we do have a window to contest with this season, albeit we do have a month to run before that comes into effect. Right. What else do we need to recap on? I think there was one thing that we do need to just have a quick look at. We go back to, if we go to League Two, we did have a look at it, I think, last season. We'll just see if it's updated. 18th is where we're expected to finish, having been promoted. Wigan, as I said, I think, are expected to go up as champions. Forest Green Rovers Stutter is a player that is in the Media Dream 11, so we need to keep an eye on him today. That is for sure. I think he could cause us a few problems, so we'll see how that goes. Forest Green Rovers then, our first opponents in the Football League, play at the New Lawn, and obviously we haven't played them before. It is new territory, as it pretty much will be all this season. Forest Green, they have previously been up to the heady heights of League One, got promoted through the playoffs in 24-25, finished in 20th place last season. 20th place the first season they were up there, last season finishing rock bottom, coming back down to League Two. So they will be smarting a little bit and be hoping that they can get back up into League One. That will be their target for this year. Right, that's who we are playing. Let's go and have a look at the team that will face Forest Green Rovers in our first ever game in the Football League. And here is our first team for the Football League. And the question is, can we get off to a winning start? Hollingshead makes his debut today in goal. Linton, Armitage, Olsen, who is also making his debut. Holman make our defensive line. Ransom, who we have offered a contract to. He was out of contract, and we've been trying to bring in another defensive midfielder. Not been able to up until now. So Ransom, we've offered a new contract to. In front of him, Gasper and Braley, and Nzingo is behind Fletcher and Jones up front. And then on the bench, Brad House, because we're allowed 7 substitutes this year, which means that we can afford to have a goalkeeper on the bench. Brad Jones, Sonny Davis, Jake Garante, Candlish, Abdul Malik, Wareham and Peters. And here we are underway at the New Lawn. And, of course, we've got different screens. So we won't see the teams like we did before because we're now in the EFL. Hopefully that's an improvement in FM25. We will see. And obviously early days. Wigan Athletic played the early game against Crewe Alexandra and won. So they're off to a good start. Three minutes in. We have a throw-in on that far side. Holman with the throw-in to Braley. Back to Holman. Holman through the legs. And Zingo. Braley into space. Braley puts it away. And Ethan Braley scores after just 4 minutes to put us in front. And, well, it's come from not where I expected it to come from, but they all count. Holman to Braley. Holman, I thought he put it through as Nzingo. I thought he put it through the legs. Nzingo to Braley. Braley wasn't tackled. In fact, it got a deflection off of one of the defenders, but he'll claim it. Highlight from the restart. And Holman cuts that one out to Olsen, making his debut in defence. Gasper, Armitage, Linton. Linton on this near side. Armitage. And that was a bit of a short ball, and Braley couldn't get there. And we've given it away. And this, in this division, will get punished. Ransom trying to get on that. Couldn't get it. Oh, a header near post, but it's gone wide. I'd like to think Hollingshead had it covered. We'll see in a minute. As this ball comes in, It's chipped well in, and it's come Azeka. Hollingshead. I think if it had gone high, he wouldn't have done. Holman on that far side. Nearly 8 minutes on the... 7.5 minutes on the clock. Olsen to Braley. Braley comes forward. Braley to Olsen. That was nearly looking for Fletcher. He's found him. It's a bit way out. Fletcher chips this one in. It's headed clear. Holman will get there. Holman, can he recycle it? Cross it in, but it's defended well, but only as far as Braley. Gasper! It's just wide. Free kick down that far corner. 9 minutes on the clock. Holman, Braley. As we come forward, Braley finds Fletcher. Also making his main debut for us today, of course. It's gone out wide. Marsh, and they're outnumbering us here. We have to be careful. It's crossed deep. Lloyd picks it up at the back post, chips it in. It's blocked and well defended, but Gasper is on the break. We have numbers here. Can we make use of them? Gasper out to Fletcher. Fletcher goes wide. Fletcher, he's been fouled, but nothing given. And it was outside the area, so definitely wouldn't have been a penalty. Swung in, and we'll see how well this was defended. Hollingshead was there, but it was defended by two other players. Olsen being one of them, and Armitage being the other. Two central defenders. 26 minutes on the clock. Shea with a goal kick. And Forest Green coming up there. It's cut out by a Ransom. Gasper. Gasper to Braley. Braley over the top looking for Fletcher. He's put it away. And it's given. It looked like it was offside. But Fletcher put it away. And he scored his first goal for us on his debut. And we go 2 up after 27. This is a lovely layoff and a lovely ball. Gasper looking for him. And when this ball's played, I think this player here, Watts, is playing him on. In fact, oh no, it wasn't. It was Braley that played the ball. And just take that back just a wee bit. Right, Braley hasn't released this ball yet. He's going to now. But looking at this, I think he stayed onside. He did. That was, but he's got well pace. He just breaks loose and hits that first time. Hollingshead. Olsen. Braley. Hellman nearly gave that away. Braley. Gasper. Gasper finds Nzingo. Nzingo. What's he going to do with this? Nzingo to Braley. Braley out to Holman. Holman chips this one in, looking for Fletcher again. Couldn't get it down. And Fletcher seems to be the focus of attention at the moment. That was a lovely chipped ball in. Fletcher got goal side of the defender, but had to react quick. Shea was coming out, but couldn't get it down. They have a throw-in on that far side. 39 minutes on the clock. And Darbo chips that one just over the top. And half-time's arrived. Nothing else happening in that first half. They've had 6 shots, just 1 on target, 0.93, and 62% of the possession. We're lacking in possession, but we've had 8 shots. 2 of them have been on target, and both scored 0.94. Yeah, we need to be a little bit better in the second half. And, well, we're going to make our first change. 61 minutes on the clock. We can make 5 changes in 3 stoppages this year, whereas we could only make 3 previously. So 3 from 5. We can make 5 from 7 on this occasion, but we're going to make just the one change now. Candlish is coming on for Josiah Linton. In on that far side, 67 o'clock. Dabo, Jenks. Back to Jenks. Jenks is on the ball. They made 1 change at half time. Lloyd come off. Armin came on in central defence. Darbo's going to cross that into Marsh. Darbo. Dabo, Marsh, and good save by Hollingshead. Pushed it up onto the crossbar and it's cleared. Nzingo comes away with it. Are we going to have a counter-attack here? Nzingo ran his man. Nzingo still going with the ball. He's been tackled. Lavinia on this near side. Bunker. Some really strange names. Olsen getting a foot in there. Couldn't do anything with it. But Dabo, stop him from having a shot. He's had a shot and he's fired it in the back of the net. They've got to go back on 74 minutes. And Olsen got a foot in. And Braley couldn't take that off his man and give Dabo too much space. And Hollinghead, having made a fantastic save just now, didn't get to that one. And with 74 minutes on the clock, making two changes, James Jones not having a good day out there. We've brought on Jaden Wareham to replace him. And the other change that we've made is Luigi Gasper. He's come off and Nzingo drops back into that midfield. And Abdul Malik comes on behind Fletcher and Wareham up front. Canlish with a throw-in on that far side. Ransom. Olsen chips this forward looking for Abdul Malik, who's just come on. Holman, Braley, Canlish, and pulled a save out of the goalkeeper. Fletcher is out there. Fletcher, can he recycle it? Canlish, back to Fletcher. Fletcher still has it. Braley, it's gone in. It took a deflection. His second goal of the season, his second goal of the game, and gives us a 2-goal cushion again on 76 minutes. And well played. Fletcher kept this alive, recycled it. Canlish, Fletcher, Braley hits it. It took a vicious deflection, but it still counts. They have a free kick, 81 on the clock. Oh, and it was easy in the end. And it's offside. It's not going to count. It was offside. I saw the linesman not move. Dabo over the top. And as it's headed on, he just got himself offside. And with 86 minutes on the clock, making our final two changes. Luca Fletcher is tiring. He's had a good game, though. And he has been replaced by Amika Peters up front. And the final change that we made is Sonny Davis is on for Jack Holman, who's also had a good day and definitely give us the impetus today. Just need to hang on to the scoreline now. Dabo to Armin. And 90 minutes. We are in the third minute of 4 added on. And they've got loads of players here. Rowe, he's had a shot, but straight into the arms of Hollingshead. And it's all over. We've started our Football League campaign with a win. And it's probably more than we anticipated. 62% possession to them to 38% possession for us. We had 3 shots on target. We scored with all 3. We've taken our chances today. That has been the difference. We had 11 shots in total. They had 15 shots, 6 on target, a 1.91 on the XG. So better on the XG than us. 62% of the possession, as I said. Pretty even Stevens match, though they had big chunks of it, given the possession they had. Tough day, but we've managed to come through it and got a good start. Ethan Braley having a fantastic day at the office. 3 key passes, 1 clear-cut chance created, 1 assist and 2 goals. He's got a 9.0 on the opening day of the season. And Hollingshead, I think, made a couple of good saves. 6.9, I would have expected him to get above that. Charlie Olsen, another debutant, 7.3 for him today. So he'll be pleased with that. Luca Fletcher, a 7.7. Good contributions all the way round. And we're pleased with that. Let's see how that's got us at the start of the season. Well, it's an extremely long way to go, but we've first day of the season sat on top of the table, along with Newport County and Accrington Stanley and Wigan, who played in the early game. Yeah, there we go. As I said, Wigan beat Crewe 2-0. Accrington Stanley beat Swindon Town 2-0. Other notable results, we beat Forest Green 3-1, which was good. Halifax Town coming up with us. They managed a draw on their opening day of the season against Crawley Town, of course. At the moment, there's not much else I can tell you about that. we'll see how that prevails in due course. Right, we have 3 days down to our game against Lincoln City in the Carabao Cup. We make our debut in the Carabao Cup this season at the LNER Stadium in Lincoln. Lincoln currently in the Championship, where they are in 7th place. How did their opening day go? They lost to Bristol City in the opening day of the Championship by a 1-0. So they've lost on the opening day of the season and find themselves, it says in 7th place, but it says they've won there. That can't be right. Oh, sorry. They beat Bristol City. I'm reading that the wrong way around. They beat Bristol City by a 1-0. So they've got off to a good start. Carl Joseph, after 24 minutes, giving them a win at Ashton Gate. So they're off to a good start, which is why they're in 7th place. I couldn't work out why they were in 7th place, having lost. Of course, reading that totally wrong. Right, we'll be back just ahead of the game with any more news. Well, before we have the game against Lincoln City, we do have the draw for the EFL trophy, the Bristol Street Motors trophy, known under various other guises throughout the seasons. And this is what we're going to do today. And 8 groups will be drawn, including Manchester City under-21s. And there's always an under-21 side that is put into the pot with you. Let's go through and do the draw then for the EFL Trophy Southern section. I was just going to have a quick look, see where this fits in. Here we go. There, the games fit in. Not just yet. So we will come back for Wigan and Wimbledon, I think, in the next... Yeah, Wigan and Wimbledon in the next episode. We may not see the first games here. Depends who it is. Let's see who we get drawn against in this competition. Let's go and have a look at the draw then for the EFL Trophy Southern section. And here we are for the draw, and this is how it pops out. We are seeded, I believe, so let's do this. Southern section, Group A. So we are first seeds, and they under-21s are second seeds. So that's how it goes. Let's start our draw. Bristol Rovers first out. Gillingham, Wimbledon, Exeter City, Crawley, Charlton, Cheltenham, and Cambridge United. Right, second teams. Northampton. So Bristol Rovers will play Northampton, Gillingham, Walsall, and Wimbledon, Ipswich, Exeter City and Forest Green, Crawley and Stevenage, Charlton and Peterborough, Cheltenham and Queen's Park Rangers, and in Cambridge, Leyton Orient. Oxford United are in with Bristol Rovers and Northampton. Wickham are in with Gillingham and Walsall. Newport County are in with Wimbledon and Ipswich, and I must have pressed it twice because Milton Keynes Dons has come out with Exeter City and Forest Green. Swindon with Crawley and Stevenage. We are in with Charlton Athletic, and Peterborough. Sutton United in Group G. Reading are in Group H. Right, now comes the under-21s. Which under-21s will we get? Brentford are playing Bristol Rovers, Northampton and Oxford. Bournemouth will play Gillingham, Walsall, Wickham. Tottenham will play Wimbledon, Ipswich and Newport County. Arsenal, Exeter City, Forest Green, Milton Keynes Dons. Crystal Palace will play Crawley, Stevenage and Swindon Town. We have West Ham under-21s from our other save, of course. Brighton and Cheltenham, Queen's Park Rangers and Sutton United. And Chelsea are in with... I thought Manchester City were in there somewhere. Have I missed them? All right. Or they'll be in the northern one. Of course they will be. So there we go. That is the draw for the thing, for the EFL trophy. And let's have a look and see how that fits in. Who do we get first? Not showing on there yet. Why are they not showing? They were showing there just now. We've got told you who we've got. Let's have a look and see how that fits in. There we go. West Ham United under 21s are first off, so we won't feature that game, and we'll see how it falls out. Possibly we will get Peterborough, who are League One, and I think Charlton are League One as well, are they not? They are. So we've got 2 League One teams. It's going to be a tough way through if we're going to get out of the group stages. We'll see how we get on in due course. Right. We will be back then right ahead of the game against Lincoln City with any more news. No more news really to tell you about. We are at match day, this debut in the Carabao Cup against Championship side Lincoln City. A tough first round match for us. Lincoln City, their past history. They've been in the League One, got promoted last season from League One, getting promoted automatically in second place, and going up. They'd spent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 seasons in the League One, coming up from League Two way back in 2018, 2019, when they finished champions of League Two. Been down in the National League as well, and they've worked their way up, and as you see, spent 2 seasons having got promoted from the National League in first place, finished 7th in the first year, first in the second year, and now of course they've worked their way through, settled down in the in League One, and then gone up into the Championship. Exactly what we want to do here at Weymouth, really, but they are our opponents today. They're going to be a bit of a tough order. Let's see if we can give them a game. And here we are with the team that will face Lincoln City in this Carabao Cup first round tie, making our debut in the Carabao Cup. Hollingshead continues in goal, having had a splendid, albeit conceded a goal. Did make some wonderful saves in that last match. Linton, Garante, Armitage and Olsen, who moves out to the right-hand side. I hadn't realised that he can play as a right wing-back as well. Braley plays as the deep-lying playmaker behind Gasper and Petit in midfield. And Nzingo is behind Fletcher and Jones up front, the same attacking 3 up front. Bradhouse, Candlish, Holman, Ransom, Prescott, Abdul Malik, Wareham, Peters and Cooper make up the bench. And here we are at the LNER Stadium. They're playing a 4-4-2 today. John Terry is their manager. And forgot to mention that before. We're playing our usual formation of a 4-3-3 or 4-1-2-1-2, whichever way you look at it. Garante, 15 minutes on the clock with a free kick to Petit. Olsen. Armitage, Olsen playing out right today, of course. Brierley to Petit. He doesn't get to play very often. Maybe we ought to offer him a contract. Armitage, Olsen, Braley through to Nzingo. Nzingo is tackled and loses the ball, and that ball fired long. Garante will bring it down, and we can build again. Linton. Garante. Armitage. Out to Olsen. Olsen finds Fletcher. Fletcher flicks it over the top for Nzingo. Nzingo brings it down. Couldn't get a shot away himself. Olsen can, though. And it's gone for a goal kick. Long with a goal kick. Nzingo heads it to Jones. Gasper through to Fletcher. Fletcher! And he's offside. They have a corner and outswinger. 33 minutes on the clock. Smith swung out. It's headed away. Jones gets it away. But Petit, he did win it. Jones, he's fired that long and nobody there. And he could have just hold on to that for a second or two. or hit it into open space, and Nzingo was coming, but not that quickly. Armitage heads that down to Petit. Nzingo, we've given them a good game so far. Gasper to Nzingo. Nzingo tries to thread that through to Fletcher, but didn't. And they come away again. They're dangerous when they get on the attack, and that's gone out wide to Okoro. And Okoro is in, and easy in the end. Joseph getting his second goal of the season, scored against Bristol City. And on 35 minutes, they take a 1-goal lead. And we have to remember that they are Championship quality. And beat us here. And who was that peeling away? Grante peeling away from Joseph. Should have been on him. 2 minutes of added time. We're in the first minute of those 2 added. It's headed down to Gasper. Can we get back level before half time? Fletcher now is on the ball. Fletcher, what's he going to do with this? Cross it into the area. It's saved by Long in the Lincoln goal. And just for a flash there, I thought we might just get back on level terms. Who was it this flicked into? It was Nzingo who hit it first time, and Long in the right place. And half time it is. And we've not been out of it. 11 shots, 5 on target, 1.40, 55% of the possession. We've really given them quite a game. They've had 5 shots, 3 on target, just been a little bit more clinical than us. 45% of the possession. We're still in this game. The question is, we need to get the equaliser and then try and see if we can go for the win. And with 61 minutes on the clock, making 3 changes at this juncture in time. Ethan Braley has come off. He is replaced by Harry Ransom, who will play as a halfback, his preferred role. The other change we make is Glory Nzingo. He's tiring very quickly. Abdul Malik comes on for him. He's better as a shadow striker. And our final change, James Jones, not having a good day up front there, not producing anything. Amika Peters comes on for him alongside Fletcher. Fletcher moving out to the right. And with 74 minutes on the clock, making our final 2 changes, basically because we have to. Will Armitage has come off. He's tiring, and Olsen moves it into his place, albeit he is also tired. Jack Holman coming on, and hopefully he can do a bit of running down that wing. The other change that we've made is Luca Fletcher has come off, and we've replaced him with Cam Cooper. No more highlights in this game, and we've lost by that single goal. Kyle Joseph, after 35 minutes, giving them the win, and as you'll see, their goalkeeper has kept them in the game. He's got man of, or player of the match. We had 14 shots, 7 on target, hit our 50%. Can't ask any more than that. 1.79. He's kept them in the game. 55% of the possession. We were the better side, really, out of the 2 sides. Lincoln City, 12 shots, 8 on target, 1.27 and 45% of the possession. They were Championship opposition, but basically they've scored a goal and slammed the door shut. Well, I don't think we can be overly disappointed in our Carabao Cup exit. It was one of those days when we came up against very good opposition, but we give a good account of ourselves, and that is pretty much all we can ask for. Let's have a look, see if there's any big scores in there. Ipswich Town beating Blackpool by 4-0. Ipswich of League One. In fact, they're both of League One, so that's not gone too well. Burton Albion getting past Cambridge United on penalties. Anything else in the derby? Beating Sutton 2-1. Swansea losing to Milton Keynes Dons. Swansea of the Championship losing to League One opposition. 3-1. Wickham of League Two beating Preston 3-2 in their match. That's a bit of a humdinger, to say the least. Watford getting past Tranmere without any problems at all. I thought I saw Burnley. Maybe Burnley are playing at a later point. But anyway, that is how it has gone. Middlesbrough beating Huddersfield, both of the Championship, 3-0. Right, we're going to play Shrewsbury and Accrington Stanley offline. We're going to come back for Wigan who are currently in 4th place, and Wimbledon currently in 11th place in the next episode as we continue our foray into the Football League. Hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, don't forget to leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button to keep you up to date with all future episodes of Bottom to the Top, and of course our other series, the new series, which is out now, Going Dutch, as they are releasing. Leave me a comment as well, which would be very splendid if you did. New episodes of Bottom to the Top are released every Tuesday and Friday at 4:15 p.m, and the best way of keeping up to date with everything that's happening on this channel is to follow me on X at JustOffsideFM. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you for the next episode. It's going to be episode 64. It's out on Tuesday. Until then, have yourselves a great weekend. Come on, England.